Welcome into another episode of Pitstop Pals. As always, we are your hosts. My name is Bruce Heller.
And my name is Kevin Oliver. And
Okay, so you are there. I couldn't tell because I thought you were going to start the show, and then I just didn't hear anything at all. So,
well, I pointed at you
you're
too.
there.
So I thought you were going to start. And we're ready to go on this next leg on the Race Around the World, the finale of season 25.
Very exciting, also very sad because this season has been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much, this is such a strong cast. I'm sad to see them go away.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, so where do we want to start at?
Well, usually you start things at the beginning. But before that, our beginning is quotes.
Yes.
Got any?
I have one from the beginning, and then it's Brooke saying, if it's a smart challenge, Rob and I are not making it, which I just kind of relate to. So,
Mm-hmm. Is that all?
yeah, I kind of wasn't writing him down this week.
Shame on you. Okay, I got a few. The first one was give Amy a kick in the shin to slow her down. That's what Jim said when they found out that Amy and Maya were not eliminated. So,
They were not happy about that.
nobody was.
In my
Robbie, when Robbie got lost, or when Brooke and Robbie got lost, Robbie said we could stop at McDonald's and get some food.
That's such a Robbie thing to say.
Mm-hmm. This one was after Amy and Maya had to go back so Maya could take off her gear from the stunt thing. She said he's taking his clothes off the same time I'm taking mine or taking off my clothes. And TMI, man, TMI. And then my final one was from Phil actually at the pit stop. He told Jim and Misty that nobody has had better looking teeth after racing around the world as you guys.
That's because you and I haven't gone yet.
No, I think they're still the winners.
No, they definitely are, but the joke was there, so I went for it.
If you say so. All right. Take it away, Bruce.
So, as we mentioned, we're on our way to LA and we're in the airport, and Amy and Maya show up, and Brooke gets a lot of it, but it's kind of everyone. No one's happy to see Amy and Maya at all. But
Yeah.
for some reason, they take offense to it when Brooke does it and kind of have a back and forth with her that they don't really have with anyone else. But
Because Brooke was the most vocal about it. But Brooke even kind of said here that this made the whole last leg pointless.
yeah,
And I don't disagree, but
yeah.
it
It's
is
a
what it
mega
is.
leg. I'm thinking of these last two episodes as all one leg.
Which is dumb.
Yeah. Well, tell that to the producers that keep putting mega legs on the new season, because they've done that 2 or 3 seasons in a row now, and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I
have
don't think
it, just
I don't
have
think
it
it's stop
NEL or eliminate someone every episode. What is the point of mega legs?
so that they can say that they're not having non-limbs, but still have non-limbs. I don't know.
It's the same thing. Anyway, we're not having a mega legs episode yet. At least that's not this episode.
Correct.
So nobody's really happy to see Amy and Maya. Brooke is the most vocal about it. And that's when she said the quote I resonated with earlier of, if it's a smart challenge, Rob and I aren't going to fare very well or aren't going to make it. Because I'm not very smart. So I felt that a little bit. But
But
going to LA.
you'd be with me, so it would be fine.
Sure, let's go with that.
We will. And this is also where Jim says to kick Amy in the shin. And I put screw you, Jim.
Wow. Okay.
He
No.
wants to kick the lady with leg problems in the shin.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Even his wife told him that was mean.
Oh yeah, she did. I forgot about that. But so we fly to LA and we learn that we have to go to LA's downtown city hall for our next clue. And as you can guess from the past like 3 episodes now, we see Jim and Misty having transportation problems.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only them this time. Pretty much everyone seems to have trouble doing this. Brooke and Robbie have the most transportation problems, actually.
Well, Adam and Bethany and the scientist didn't really have transportation problems there.
True, it took everyone a little while to find it though. Like nobody was super like went straight to it and was good.
Well, I thought that those two went straight to it, but
Maybe you're right. You watched it like an hour after I did, so it's fresher on your mind.
yeah. Yeah, the only ones that I had problems that I know of were the dentist and the wrestlers.
And the
And
wrestlers, we see them in the car. They Rob Brooke is driving, wondering if they're going the wrong way. Robbie's saying, "These are the directions you got for us." They ask someone on the road, "Where's City Hall?" And he says it's back the other direction. And we see a little bit of discourse between Brooke and Robbie here of her. I don't know what this was. It kind of felt like she was trying to say, "I told you so. We should have turned around sooner." And his response was, "You got the directions."
mm-hmm.
So just kind of not being on the same page there between the two of them, which we haven't seen for a while, but we saw in like the first 2 or 3 episodes in a row. So
Yeah, it wasn't new for them by any means.
no, we just haven't seen it for a while.
Yeah. But they had to go to City Hall because they had to take the film permit from their Manila envelope that they received in Manila, Philippines.
Oh yeah, is that where the envelopes were invented? I never put that together.
I don't know.
I also like Manila ice cream, but replace the M with a V.
That's vanilla.
Yes, but it didn't work, so I had to change the word to
You're
make it
trying
fit.
to. Bruce, you're just trying too hard, man.
Never. I'm
Always.
naturally funny. Always.
You keep telling yourself that.
Oh, I will. But that leads then to our first challenge, which is a basically you get to be a stuntman. They teach you how to jump out of a window and fall.
At the Southwest Marine Warehouse.
Yeah, and you put this suit on and you go and you jump through glass and you fall on a giant pillow, and then they give you your next clue. This isn't that high up. This looks fun to
Three
me.
stories. 3 stories.
Hmm. I think I'd be able to do it.
But I would be doing it.
Aw. No, I don't want to do the other one. I don't want
But
to
you
do
but
shipping
at that
crate.
point we wouldn't know that you would have had to do the other one. But you did the last one, so I would probably win this one.
Which one did I? Oh, in the last episode. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Crap, I'm stuck with the shipping crates later. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we're screwed. We don't win.
So,
But one thing that you skipped by that I wanted to mention was when they stopped to get directions here, Adam and Bethany stopped at the firehouse, and one of the firefighters actually recognized her.
oh yeah, you're right.
I thought that was cool.
That was very cool. And so, yeah, that was fun.
Also, the fact that Maya, Adam, Jim, and Robbie were the people that did this roadblock.
Yeah, the guy girl pairs all had the guy do it,
Yes.
which is why I should be doing it. Urgh.
You're not the guy, man.
I mean, we both are, but I just wanted to like growl and like,
Yeah, I know we both are. But out of the two of us, you're not the guy.
ouch. Okay. That's amazing. That's right up there with our premiere episode, Love is Not an Open Door,
Yeah, you're not the guy.
as I opened a door.
And I slammed it shut.
But also, real quick from this, one, Amy and Maya, not great at reading directions with this challenge.
Yes, I wrote read your clue.
Because they start running away first and have to come back. Because as they're running away, they realize, hey, you still have your stunt woman costume and suit on. The clue says to take that off before we leave.
And not just running away because they're trying to get away from anybody. That's what the clue said, everybody. Route info, they had to run to the end of Terminal Island.
Yeah.
To the Coast Guard people.
But which was a cool challenge, by the way.
Yes.
But like, this is a
all season we've had people
that reading the fine print on their clues. This has happened 2 or 3 times with different teams this season.
And usually it's Misty.
It would be me though.
Yeah,
which you'd have to be like, "Hey, you missed this part."
Which is why I'm doing the challenge.
Yeah, but I don't want to do the shipping crates.
But you don't know that there is shipping crates at this point.
True.
I know. I said that once before, and you just ignored me.
Well, because I don't want to do it.
Get over it.
Okay. But the next challenge, like you said, we're going to the Coast Guard, and we are running a search and rescue training exercise. This was cool.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was really fun. I would enjoy everything about it except for the fact that the dummy they had to retrieve was like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got to do the whole thing, go out in a search and rescue boat. They got to wear all the gear. They had a wetsuit on. They had a snorkel. They had flippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'd make a good like search and rescue dummy, I think.
You got the dummy part down, so I wouldn't doubt it.
So we do this challenge. Anything stick out to you from this challenge other than just the challenge itself was really cool and looks fun?
No, I don't really have any notes. This was not a very it was pretty straightforward. So
yeah. And so from there, we go to the last challenge of the season.
Wait.
Okay. You said you had no notes
about this challenge. But really, before we get to the final challenge, Phil shows up at the Marine warehouse to eliminate Brooke and Robbie.
Which was interesting because I thought last week he said 4 teams would race to the finish line.
No, he did not. And we actually made a big point to talk about it, so I don't know where you got that from. He also mentioned it at the beginning of this episode.
I know he mentioned someone would get eliminated.
During
he used the phrase 4 teams would race to the finish line.
No, he did not at all. He actually said to Amy and Maya, just be aware that sometime during the next leg, I will be eliminating a team.
Yeah, I remembered that part.
Well, then how if sometime during the leg they were eliminating a team,
I thought
how could all 4 race to the end?
I was confused. I thought he contradicted himself.
No. We even spent like 5 minutes on this topic last episode.
Yeah. So unfortunately, because they didn't know how to drive and had bad directions, Brooke and Robbie get eliminated. Sad face.
Very sad. I wanted them to win.
Yeah. We will get into the winner soon, though, as we head to our last challenge.
Yeah. At Con Global Industries.
As we mentioned, it's a giant yard of shipping containers, essentially.
Mhm.
The way it works is the person that did not perform the previous task at the stuntman has to search amongst 15,000 shipping containers to find 9 of them that have the names of the cities they've raced in on them. And they also have to remember a color coded number that is on each container. And then they share that series of numbers at the end.
But they don't just share the series of numbers. They then have to put them in order based on what city they went to and which place.
Yeah. So not only do you have to remember the 9 cities you've been in, which is the easy part of this, surprisingly. You
Mhm.
have to find them amongst 15,000 shipping containers and remember the color numbers.
Yeah.
This is
It
so convoluted.
it
I would
just looks
never
so
finish this.
so difficult. Heck, Bethany started singing a song to
Yeah.
remember him. It was crazy.
I wish we could have watched Brooke and or Robbie do this challenge.
It would have been Brooke, probably,
She would have had a meltdown on that, I think.
because I'm guessing Robbie probably would have done the jumping through the.
Yeah, that watching that team do this challenge would have been great TV though.
For sure.
So the 9 cities were St. Thomas, London, Lerwick, Copenhagen, Marrakesh, Palermo, Valletta, Singapore, and Manila.
Wow, somebody did their homework.
Somebody has Wikipedia on his phone on his desk right next to him.
I believe it.
And I have the little list of numbers here too. My phone's too bright.
So, I just want to mention that was really funny for the YouTube audience. You turn the brightness down on your phone. You turn the phone towards us, but for a quick second, it faded into the background, and so it looked like you were holding up the firefighters. Yeah, like that.
Nice. For those of you not watching on YouTube, I have a virtual background this time that I
Oh
have.
yeah, we never talked about that. That's funny.
It's actually not a background. I am here live from the finish line of Amazing Race 25.
10 years ago.
10 years later, I got everyone
Yeah.
to show up and wear the same clothes they wore then. And they're all lined up behind me like it's the actual finish.
Even though Brooke and Robbie aren't even together anymore, even though Jim is dead, they're all here, man.
Okay, now you're making me rethink the joke I just made. About having everyone come back. Because, well, he's not in this picture. Never mind.
Yeah, he's not in the picture.
There we go. The joke is great. So,
Yeah, you just have to somehow manage to make sure Robbie and Brooke didn't strangle each other.
well, some people break up on good terms. Not every breakup is super messy.
Brooke, I just called you Brooke. Bruce, have you been watching this season?
I mean, true. Also, you said I wasn't a guy earlier, and now you're calling me Brooke. I'm very concerned. Gosh. That's fantastic. I love that.
No, yeah, I don't think that there is any way that Brooke and Robbie did not end messy.
They were together. Yeah, you're right. They were together.
They were messy together.
Also,
How do you?
these
What?
two over here, Shelly and Nisi to my left, like, well, I guess they're mother daughter, but they had quite their share of like conflict during the race, also.
Yeah, but then when they got eliminated, they were fine at that point.
Yeah, but what a great reunion I have here, reporting live for our show.
Tell Whitney I said hi.
Everyone's been standing completely still the whole time we've been recording. No one has moved at all.
Tell Whitney I said hi.
Kevin says hi.
Thanks.
We were at the shipping containers. This looks like a nightmare. I would never get out of it. I might even just get lost in the maze of shipping containers.
Yeah, you could be the first one done, and we would still lose.
Right. That looks like my worst nightmare for a race challenge. Other than the tightrope one in Singapore, that also looked awful.
Oh no, that one looked fine.
You can do that one,
I will.
but
But Amy and Maya were the first ones to get back.
yeah.
Or
So
Amy was the first one to get back.
Amy and Maya finished this one first and head to the pit stop. And at this point,
And Amy got it on her first try. She got it on the first try.
She got on the first try. The other two women aren't even close yet. And at
Correct.
this point is where I start to realize these two are gonna win. The two that and I like them. They're a super likable team, but have been middle of the pack and not really won a leg or done anything significant the whole race. Are about to win this thing.
Yeah.
How wild of a finish for the team that you and I have been putting in the middle to bottom of our power rankings each week for like half the season.
And Bruce, how hard do you think that was for me, knowing the winner, and still?
To be fair, I said a couple times that I couldn't explain it, but I had a gut feeling they were gonna go deep and find a way to stick around.
Yeah, and hard do you think it was for me not to say anything every time you said that?
Well, you don't like admitting when I'm right, so not very hard.
You're right. But the other part,
Always.
choosing the power rankings, knowing that Amy and Maya were going to come out on top, that's still because of their performance. Genuinely, if I was watching this without ever knowing, I would not have changed anything.
Yeah.
So the fact that they pulled that out after having not a great, I would say not a great season. I would say that, I mean,
Average season at best, mediocre.
At best, in the last they shouldn't even been in LA.
Yeah.
Like the last leg, if Amazing Race had not broken form, they wouldn't have even been in the contention for it.
Yeah. A little Amazing Race, edge of extinction, if you will.
I don't know if I go that far, but
Well, it sounded cool though. Alliteration.
that's not alliteration.
You're right. I thought they sounded similar. Then I said alliteration. I'm like, oh, that's not right. I didn't alliterate correctly.
I don't think you've ever alliterated correctly. But anyway, we find out at this point the pit stop is going to be at Point Vincent Lighthouse.
Woo! Lighthouse. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But like we said, Amy and Maya got it in one try, so they were the first ones out of there. And then they get in their taxi and they said, "Hey, taxi driver, do you know where Point Vincent Lighthouse is?" And he said, "No." But then at that point, they had their phones somehow.
Yeah, where's that been all season? Where was that when we were looking for directions to City Hall earlier?
Yeah, I don't understand when they got their phones,
why
they got their phones,
but
how they got their phones.
Here's the thing: if we had our phones when we were looking for City Hall, Jim and Misty might have been the ones eliminated because Brooke and Robbie would have used their phone's GPS to get there. Jim and Misty are cursed when it comes to traveling and still would have had a hard time with it somehow.
I think that Brooke and Robbie would still have gotten behind them because Brooke and Robbie would have been like, "Oh, we don't need to use our phones when we can follow Adam and Bethany who have their phones," because that's what happened. And then they missed Adam and Bethany's turn, and that's why they were behind in the first place.
True. It's just.
But anyway, Misty, what?
This has just been a fantastic season and a fantastic cast.
But Misty somehow got second, beating Bethany on her second try. Bethany was the last one done after 3 or 4 tries. And that was the end of the challenge. The next thing we know, we are at the mat as all three of them are driving. We go to the mat to see all these teams cheering on as Amy and Maya run through, and Maya jumps into Phil's arms.
That was great.
Yes.
Yeah, all these teams here behind me were all lined up just like this, clapping for them to come in. Brooke and Robbie were there. I don't believe they're here with us today.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They're behind your head. See? Yeah. The green, the lime green in the back.
Oh, you're right. They did come. Cool. I didn't think they'd be able to make it out here today, but shout out to them. They were a fun team, Brooke and Robbie. We kind of both had a changed. They changed our opinions on them about halfway through the season.
Yes, they did, for sure.
And then Jim and Misty come in second, and our surfers, Adam and Bethany, as I have my masterpiece of a drawing from last episode. The Louvre has not contacted me and asked to buy it from me yet, so it sits on my desk next to my computer.
That's tragic.
Our surfers come in third.
Maybe I should send them an email.
Oh, please actually send the Louvre an email with a picture of this stupid sticky note drawing on it. I mean,
does the Louvre have social media?
I don't know, but hey.
Can I DM the Louvre?
Some artist sold a banana duct tape to a wall for a lot of money. If you have the right salesman, we could probably sell this thing for some amount of money.
As long as I get 50%.
I drew it.
Yeah, but I'm the one that's contacting the Louvre.
True. Well, it doesn't have to be them, just anyone.
I'm the salesman. I get a commission.
Okay.
And so that puts an end.
You get 1%.
No, 50. That puts an end on our coverage of Amazing Race 25. In terms of recap wise, it was a great season, an incredible season for us to start our podcast with. Before we move on, Bruce, I asked you to rank all 11 teams in order based on how well you liked them. Did you complete said task?
Yes. Did you complete said task?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you have for number 11?
I introduced this. I could ask you first.
I already asked you.
Who do you have for number 11, Bruce?
I asked you first.
I don't care. I introduced this topic. You go first.
Well, the audience is probably not going to be surprised to see this, especially with me reacting to the way they acted their last couple episodes. I have Shelly and Nisi in this spot.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I just didn't vibe with them.
Nobody should be surprised at who took my 11th spot either.
Are you going to say it?
I thought that you might say it.
Oh, is it Jim and Misty?
Jim and Misty, the dentist. Although they finished in second place, they finished in last in my rankings. And
I thought
Jim,
they were going to win coming into this episode.
Rip Jim, all the love to Misty. But they just constantly made me angry while watching them. So if I'm being completely honest, that's where they go.
Fair enough.
Who you got in 10th?
This is a team I didn't like them the first episode, but all the other episodes they were in, I liked them. These rankings were hard at the bottom because, other than Shelly and Nisi, I have a reason to like and want to see more of every team out here. And even Shelly and Nisi, I didn't hate. It's just someone has to be my least favorite. But these guys I liked. Wish we could have seen them a little bit more. Michael and Scott.
Okay, yeah.
We didn't.
My number 10,
them, and I didn't love them in the first episode.
Yep, definitely. My number 10 was Shelly and Nisi, the flight attendants. They had a bad attitude when when the mom literally didn't help them find the pit stop because she was pissed at her daughter.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Mm-mm.
And then I think the next episode, she was shoving, I think, Keith, and he said, "If you shove me one more time," and she cuts him off. I was like, "What?
Or what?
To do?
Or what?
No, get out of here." That's why they're last on mine. Number 9. Who do you have?
The firefighters, Scott and Michael. Simply because of how they treated our realtor friends in the first episode. Literally manhandling her and pulling her out
Yeah.
of. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
They were good the other episodes, though. They turned it around a little bit. Watching them herd sheep was fun.
Yeah,
That might be
especially
my
because
favorite
especially
challenge.
because one of them was hurt.
That might have been my favorite challenge from the season to watch was herding sheep, by the way. That was so funny.
It was cool. Yeah.
And then you've got specifically because Tim and TJ thought, hey, let's make a fence of our jackets and tie them across. I think it was Tim and TJ.
It was.
And the sheep literally just run through undeterred and jump over it like it's nothing. It was hysterical. My number 9 is our realtor friends. They seemed like they would have been really fun and really interesting TV. We barely saw any of them. They went home the first episode, and so I think had they been around a lot longer, they probably would have been higher on the list. But
Mm-hmm.
oh well.
Who do you have in the 8th spot?
Tim and TJ.
Okay.
And again, at this point, I really like these teams, but I had to put them in order somehow, so they land here.
That's fair. That's fair. My number 8 was the realtors.
Nice.
We only got one episode of them, and so there wasn't a lot. But this is the start for me of the teams that I didn't necessarily have a problem with, and so just the uneventful of the matter get them here.
And you still had them one spot higher than I did.
Yeah.
Speaking of, didn't see a ton of, but wish I could have seen more. Dennis and Isabel in at 7. They were fun. They were likable. They just didn't last very long.
Hey, that's our first match.
Really?
Dennis and Isabel were my 7 as well.
Woo!
I'm surprised you had them there because going into the season after episode 1, they made your top 3 favorites.
Yeah, but they went home like the second or third episode, so it's
they went
hard
home
to
episode 2.
Yeah, they went home the second episode. It's hard to have them any higher than this.
That's fair. What about 6?
6, they annoyed me at times for sure, but it to me with shows like Amazing Race or Survivor or even sports, it's just fun for me to watch people be really good at something. And this team was just great at this race. They were dominant, and that's Jim and Misty. They killed it. It was fun to watch them play the game.
Sure.
Just good at everything almost.
Well, they were incredible. That's no doubt about that.
Other than transportation, they kind of stink at that at the end of the season somehow. Yeah. But
my number 6 was Tim and TJ. They were fun. They were fresh, exciting. But I don't think they kind of hit that same echelon as my top 5. And I actually believe we have the same top 5. I don't know order-wise, but the same 5 that I haven't said are the same 5 you haven't said. So
yeah. Despite only having one match, our lists have been very similar. We usually have people pairs off by like 1, where they're just swapped or something like that.
Yeah. So who do you got at 5?
Brooke and Robert. Robbie, if you will.
Robert.
Bobbert.
Taubert.
Huh. Nice. Yeah, neither one of us were huge fans of them for the first 3 or 4 episodes. But about halfway through the season, they just flipped a switch and became fun and likable and easy to root for. So they land here at number 5 for me.
Yeah. So for me, I said before that out of those first those first 6 numbers, we only had one match, right?
Yeah.
Well, we still only have one match. I put Amy and Maya.
Womp womp.
Amy and Maya, they were great. They were just kind of purple at the beginning. For those of you who don't understand what that means, it just means that they really didn't get much of an edit at all. They were kind of invisible.
Which is
For the
weird
first,
considering they won the season. Great job, production. Great editing job.
that was sarcastic, but okay.
Yes. Good job. You know what sarcasm is.
Um, but yeah, that's why they couldn't go any higher for me there. What do you got it for?
Amy and Maya. Again, we're like one off from each other. They win the season somehow after being invisible the whole season. I do love that they won after finishing like middle of the pack to lower in the pack the entire season, though.
It gives Bruce hope.
Well, yeah, hopefully. But they went from worst to first this final leg, the same way Brooke and Robbie did the previous leg. And they
Yep.
did not count, so and they just seem like really nice and likable and fun. So
And Brooke and Robbie went from first to worst.
Yeah, they went from worst to first back to worst. What a roller coaster.
What a time. What a
But
time.
for sure, Candy Scientists are my number 4.
My number 4 would be Team Nashville, Keith and Whitney, coming at the number 4 spot for me.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Nothing. I'm just saying wow. I'm impressed.
Okay. You know, they're a survivor couple. So I was coming in very fond of them. They didn't necessarily get far enough for me to put them in my top 3. They had some struggles. They had some really high highs. But unfortunately, this is where they go. Number 4. Who do you got at 3?
Them. Number 3, I do have Keith and Whitney. If they had, I almost put them at 2, but they just, I don't know. I like the other 2 teams left better just by a hair, but they were fun to
By
watch
their hair?
by a hair.
Oh, I thought you were making this list by people's haircuts for a second there. I was
That list is coming next week. No chance I'm doing that. But Kevin's haircut is my favorite, though.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Keith, like you said, they're a survivor pair, Survivor South Pacific. So I came in wanting them to do well. They had some really great legs and some really terrible legs, really up and down. Fun personalities. My 3rd favorite team.
Right on, right on. My 3rd was Brooke and Robbie. Like you said, we both started out not being huge fans. I thought Robbie was, to be frank, a pompous ass when this season started.
Kind of.
Yeah, he was. It was not a great first episode for Brooke and Robbie, in my professional opinion. But here we are, 11 weeks later, and I am all in on the Brooke and Robbie train, man. They were excellent. I am heartbroken that they're no longer together. I'm heartbroken that they didn't get a race to the finish line of the Amazing Race. They were comedy gold. I loved watching Brooke and Robbie on this season. And I also loved the montage of their comedy that was put in the beginning of this episode.
For sure. As you can tell, though, they did make it to the finish line. Right here behind me. So.
But not as a competitive team.
Fair enough. Weather's great out here in LA. Anyways, who do you have at number dos?
Well, I think that my number 2 team is your number 1 team. Adam and Bethany. So it wasn't hard for me, but they were a clear number 2, Adam and Bethany. I love Bethany Hamilton. Have my whole life. Soul Surfer, an amazing movie. I was so excited when I saw that the season that we were rewatching was Bethany and Adam's season. They were so fun to watch. They were dominant.
Isn't she why we decided to do this season?
No,
Oh,
Keith and Whitney were. But anyway, yeah, I can't say enough good things about the Surfers.
yeah, they were fun. She's so inspiring, super likable. I mean, there was people on this season that said, "I'm struggling to do these challenges with 2 arms," and she's flying through it with only 1.
Incredible.
Like every episode, so
Incredible. Who's your number 2, Bruce?
Kim and Allie.
I know.
So take it. They were fun. They were likable. They have a competitive side to them, and I love that. I get competitive too, so I like seeing that. They were just fun to race with. I enjoyed watching them race throughout the world. Was really surprised the episode they went home. I thought we'd be talking about them in this finale here, but
yeah, they are my number 1 team. Kim and Allie were so good. They were consistently great competitors. They were consistently great confessionalists. Loved everything about them. Plus, Kim has been like kind of engaging in our social media.
yeah, a little bit.
So that's exciting. They were just incredible to watch, incredible to root for. Yeah, they were great.
For sure. This was a really fun season. I'm sad it's over. I'm sad to say goodbye to this cast.
Yes, this spells an end to season 25 of The Amazing Race. It was a lot of fun, Bruce.
Yeah, this way. For sure it was.
Do you have any final words?
Go!
No, not those final words.
That's the final words I say every time you ask for my final words.
No, I asked if you had any final words before
Go.
No. Anything else?
Go?
No, I'm asking if you have anything else to say.
Not really.
Did you watch The Anonymous yet?
No.
Why are you like this?
Go?
I'm not ready.
That's why I was asking. I didn't say go. I asked go.
And you have the answer when I wasn't ready. Why are you like this?
Because it's fun.
I mean, why haven't you watched The Anonymous yet? It's a good show, man. So, yeah, Amazing Race 25. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. We don't. Do we know what we're going to do next, Bruce?
We do not.
Okay, so stay tuned for whatever comes next for the Pitstop Pals. That's Bruce.
It will definitely be hijinks and shenanigans, though.
I'm Kevin. Good luck.
Be safe.
Go.
Go.